I'm Alice Peterson, and on behalf of the Aware Foundation, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 23rd Annual Aware Foundation Awards Banquet. We are so excited to have you here tonight to help us honor this year's nominees and to share in the celebration of all of the AISD classroom teachers. The Aware Foundation has been very fortunate to have the support of UTA. Tonight, we are pleased to have as our guest Patty Motlog, who is involved in the education department here at UTA. She has been here since 1975 when she received her initial teacher certification. She has been with UTA and is currently the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs in the College of Education and Health Professions. She works with candidates who are completing teacher, principal, and superintendent certification. And she is also the liaison between the College of Education and Health Professions and the Texas Education Agency. Please help me welcome Patty Motlog.
Welcome to the exciting and innovative University of Texas at Arlington. I'm honored to be among such distinguished educators. I recognize quite a few of you. This is really exciting. The College of Education and Health Professions would like to congratulate all of you on your awards that recognize your significant accomplishments. We appreciate your dedication to students in their academic pursuits. We know that your students reap the benefits of your creative efforts. The other day, well, actually it was a couple of weeks ago, some of us were talking about Arlington ISD high school graduate. And this particular student, this was many years ago when this student graduated from an Arlington high school. But this student clapped out, one of your students clapped out of her freshman courses at Harvard. Again, that's just one example of your tireless and caring efforts. And there are many, many examples, but that's just one that came to mind when we were all talking several weeks ago. The comfort level of students to college is facilitated by the time and effort that you have given them in their K-12 experiences. Your students' dedication to learning is a result of your dedication as teachers, counselors, and administrators. I feel that I'm speaking for all of you, your family, your friends, and your colleagues that are with you this evening, that you deserve to be recognized for the many hours that you put in beyond the stereotypical 40-hour week. I don't think there are 40 hours a week in schools anymore. Also, you provide the foundation for academic and social success. Again, you are to be congratulated for facilitating your students' academic and professional aspirations. Just lastly, tonight is all about you. I know what you're saying, no, it's about the kids, and you're right. It is about your kids. But this evening is about you. And I sincerely hope that this is a beginning of many, many more recognitions that Arlington ISD teachers receive locally, nationally, and throughout the state in the future. I really hope that for all of you. I would like to thank Bonnie and the Aware Foundation for asking and allowing UT Arlington to share in this exciting, prestigious awards banquet. And again, congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
The name AWARE stands for Arlington will award and recognize educational excellence. The Aware Foundation was established in 1989 by a group of private citizens for the purpose of recognizing and rewarding excellence among Arlington Independent School District classroom teachers. As I mentioned earlier, this is our 23rd annual awards banquet. And tonight we have a capacity crowd. What a credit to you, to all of you, to our community, to all of you teachers and administrators and family members for the support and the respect that you show by being here tonight to honor those who dedicate themselves to the profession of teaching. We wouldn't be here tonight without our very generous Aware Foundation donors, and we would like to recognize them as well. David Moritz, Lisanne Peters, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, Arlington Future Leaders, Chris Carroll and Spring Creek Barbecue, and for their longtime financial and in-kind support of AWARE, Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott. And please note in your program that there is a complete list of donors, and we are so grateful to all of you for your continued financial support. Tonight, we gather to honor nominees for this year's Award of Excellence, and this year we had 57 nominations. Will this year's nominees please stand and remain standing? These 57 individuals demonstrate exceptional and creative approaches that enhance learning in AISD classrooms every day. Teachers mold lives that have far-reaching effects. The future depends on teachers who motivate students to do their best, both in the classroom and beyond. At this time, we ask that all teachers present please stand and be recognized.
All across this country, people are talking about improving education and improving, our systems and things. I'm going to tell you, the only way we're going to improve is through teachers. Nothing else. Teachers, you hold our future. And we've heard that over and over again. But you do. Every day you go and you impact young people. Every day. And tonight, with this banquet, we are honoring all teachers. Some of y'all will get awards, and all of you will get recognition. But really tonight, we're honoring every person that walks into the classroom every day and impacts young people. I'm proud to be the superintendent of Arlington. I'm proud to be the superintendent of teachers like we have in the AISD. Thank you all very much.
At this banquet each year, the tradition is for last year's award winners to share a few brief comments. We always enjoy the remarks of these teachers. I'm not so sure that they enjoy agonizing the full year when they are having to think about what they're going to do, but we love hearing from them. That's just a highlight for all of us. So this year we will be hearing from last year's winners. I'm going to give you the order that they'll be speaking, and then they'll just come up and speak. The first speaker will be Jane Ellen Slagle, who is from Bryant Elementary. Ashley Morris is from Sterrett. Barbara Cassing from Little. Molly Muniz is from Nichols Junior High, and Johnny Davis is from Arlington High School. Jane Slagle.
Yes, it's a little different this year. And first, let me apologize. I've been a little under the weather, so my voice is kind of crackly. First, I would like to thank the AWARE Foundation for the honor of being awarded the AWARE winner last year. What a big surprise and honor that was. Second, I would like to thank my school family, Bryant Elementary, for all of their support for the last 19 years. My administrators, fellow team members, and entire faculty have supported our special education department and my classroom. 23 years ago, I moved to Arlington from a small town in Mississippi. I did not know anyone here, and I could only drive from my apartment to my school without getting lost. What an impact 23 years later. I have taught self-contained special education all of these 23 years. Though my curriculum may vary from the general curriculum, my students have learned valuable lessons to enable them to be as independent as possible in their adult lives. That brings me great joy and satisfaction with my job. Many students have come through my classroom, and all have touched me in some way. I still have former students that I see at various events, Special Olympics or Miracle League Baseball, and it is always a joy to catch up with their lives, with their families, and with them. Not only have the students touched my life, but some of my fellow teachers from 23 years ago are more like family than friends. They have supported me through thick and thin, and some of you know what the thick and the thin is. I guess what I'm saying is that the relationships are the most important part of what I have gained from my years in Arlington ISD. Whether a student, family of a student, or a coworker, I am thankful that our paths have crossed, and I have been blessed to be a part of the Arlington ISD. Thank you.
Ashley, who was the 2nd through 4th grade winner last year, is unable to attend the banquet this evening. She delivered a healthy baby boy on April 5th. Following the delivery, she experienced some complications and has had additional surgery last week and continues to recover. We all hope for a speedy recovery for Ashley, and she sent a message that she would like for me to share with you. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the Aware Foundation for this amazing opportunity. I would also like to thank several special people who have impacted my teaching career over the past 5 years and have helped shape me into the teacher that I am today. I want to share this incredible Aware moment with my husband for being my #1 supporter in all that I do, my family for always inspiring me to do what I love, my teammates and fellow colleagues that I look up to for encouraging me daily and leading by example, my sweet, sweet students who allow me to learn as much from them as they do from me. They give purpose to each and every day for me. Last, I would like to acknowledge my principal at Sterrett, John Wofford, for giving me my dream job and for believing in me. At the start of my teaching career 5 years ago, if you would have asked me how much it means to me to be a teacher, I might have underestimated the amount of joy that it actually brings me. Of course, I knew that our district is an awesome place to work because I'm a product of AISD. I am proud to say that I attended Fitzgerald, Barnett Junior High, and Bowie High School. There were several teachers along the way who created lifelong memories for me and opened my eyes to the kind of future that I could have in teaching. These individuals were like the perfect recipe. I was given an abundance of love, the right amount of discipline, a healthy amount of constructive criticism and praise, and the perfect amount of guidance. I strive to be as strong of a role model to my students as these amazing teachers were to me. Today, I can answer that question wholeheartedly by saying, being a teacher in AISD means the world to me. I wake up with a smile every day, knowing that I am giving back to a district that served me so well when I was growing up. I feel that I am where I am supposed to be, and I'm doing what I was meant to do. I can't imagine spending my days doing anything other than teaching, and I am forever thankful to be a part of the AISD family. I want to make sure that everyone knows how grateful I am to be a part of Aware, too. It's a great feeling to be associated with such a special organization. I sincerely wish that every teacher could be honored this way. I'm honestly surrounded by a district full of amazing educators, so I feel very fortunate to have been selected. I am beyond humbled. I enjoyed the Aware experience very much. It was a nice pat on the back to have highly respected individuals coming into my classroom and to genuinely see that what I'm doing is making a difference. At the end of the day, my goal for myself is to be the kind of teacher that I would want my own children to have. In my opinion, I can't ask more of myself than that. So I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to all of the Aware nominees for this year. In my eyes, you have all already won, and I will see all of you at the banquet next year. Ashley Morris, 2nd grade, Sterrett Elementary.
Well, wouldn't you know, I can't top the baby story. I first off want to thank the Aware Foundation for such a generous and prestigious Aware award. I want to tell you my most fun to date. I haven't spent all of my money, but the thing that I did that I enjoyed so much with the money was I was in a mentoring program with a refugee family from Ethiopia at the time last year. They desperately needed a computer and all the setup. I said to myself, if I win that award, that's the first thing I'm going to do. And if you could see the joy on that family's face when we showed up at their house with their computer and all their equipment with it, you would know what joy that this has brought. Thank you. I do want to thank my mother, who's here, who's a great support, and my longtime colleague and friend, Meg, wonderful administration and faculty members from Little Elementary, where I have spent all of my 23 years of teaching at that school. Wonderful place to be. I don't know if you are whether or not you're a Bible reader or not, you probably are familiar with the character David, who was a shepherd and one day became king. I was studying his life this last semester, and it struck me the parallel between our education life and what a shepherd does in his job. The first thing that he does is he needs to know his sheep. Well, we teach them and tax them and curriculum assess them and benchmark them, and now we're starring them. I think we know our students, so we're right on there with the shepherds. A shepherd would direct or correct his sheep. Well, we don't have the staff with the long crook to bring them back in, but we do have RTI. So I think that's what we have. We're to provide a safe place, and I think we all do that, and then to celebrate the sheep in the pasture. And I just want to tell a really short story. I have a student who showed up in my class this year in November, late November, and I know she came straight from China, got off the plane, and came right into my classroom. Didn't speak a word of English. And so working with her, as we all do, and we know how hard we work with them, just this past week, very quiet little girl, never says anything, she raised her hand, and I kind of looked at her and called on her, and she said, "I've lost my pencil. I don't know where it is." There was about 3 seconds of silence, and the whole class erupted in applause and ran over, and everybody hit the floor looking for that pencil. So we were celebrating part of our flock. Tonight, that's what this is. I feel so honored to be in this room. This is like a room full of educational greatness, and what an honor to be part of it. Congratulations to all this year's nominees, and have a wonderful end of the year. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone in attendance tonight. I want to thank the Aware Foundation for taking the time to recognize educational excellence in AISD. The entire process was exciting, well-organized, and an experience that I will always look back on with a smile. Your monetary gift provided an abundance of school supplies that lasted almost the whole year. It allowed me to fill a need with my kids when I saw one. Thank you for that. My husband and I also enjoyed a nice weekend getaway to Galveston for our anniversary, and we both thank you. I would like to recognize and honor the memory of Mr. Ron Howell, whom is responsible for all the happiness and excitement here tonight. Thank you for having an idea and making it a reality. Thank you to Judy Linderman, whose nomination last year gave me the opportunity to speak with all of you tonight. And to all the nominees, congratulations. I know as teachers, we do our job because we feel we are called to do so. We don't expect recognition, but I must admit, it feels good. As I speak of excellent educators, I'm speaking of each one of you. My students are my kids. I love them and I worry about them. I want them to be the best that they can be and to have a life free of struggle and full of happiness. During my first year of teaching, I attended Capturing Kids' Heart, where owner and founder Flip Flippin said, if you have a child's heart, you have his head. Wow. That is a powerful statement, and I could not agree more. It has become my own personal mantra. I believe that the single most important thing I do in my classroom is build relationships with my kids. It's a challenge to make someone care about their performance at school when they haven't seen their mom in days. A grade of a 55% is not scary to a child about to be evicted from their extended stay motel room. How do you reach these kids who need you the most? Well, I'll tell you what excellent teachers, such as tonight's nominees, do. They start getting to know their kids on the very first day of school and continue to build all year. They inspire and make their students believe that they are the authors of their own story. Building a relationship with a student is not always an easy or a quick process. And the students who need a positive and healthy relationship the most are sometimes the absolute hardest ones to win over. Tonight's nominees are patient and consistent with these kids. They keep at it even when the road seems all uphill. The teachers here tonight model the behavior that is consistent with success. These excellent teachers understand that sometimes the only structure, consistency, and security a child experiences are within the walls of their classroom and take it upon themselves to provide such an environment. We all have students that come to school hungry, in unclean clothes, and with a lot of stress that a child should never experience. I attended an AVID conference and heard a man say, "Don't feel sorry for your kids. Accept that they have challenges in their lives and teach them ways to overcome them." That statement really resonated with me. All excellent teachers who are here this evening put all of their effort into teaching their students not only curriculum, but the social skills and ethics that will make them really fabulous adults. Believe me, I know it's not easy, and so does my husband. Teaching is by no means an 8 to 4 job Monday through Friday, as every educator and their families know firsthand. We are constantly searching for new ways to be better than we were today. And if you're human like me, I have days where I look up and ask God, what am I doing here? And are you sure I'm supposed to be doing this? And sure enough, it never fails that before the next day, I am reminded of why and confident that yes, He is sure that I am where I'm supposed to be. To all of you out there that wake up every single day and try your hardest to be a positive influence in a kid's life, you are special, you are needed, and you are appreciated. Thank you.
A year ago, I was quite surprised, but truly honored to be named the 2010-2011 AWARE winner for high school. Like you, I love my job. When I tell people that I love my job, I receive varied reactions. Some don't believe me, some just chuckle. But then they invariably ask, really? And I say yes. Being a classroom teacher allows me to touch the future. Yes, I know that's cliche, but it's true. Many of these same people will then ask, what do you teach? And I say, senior English. At this point, most of them just shut up and walk away. I haven't figured that out yet. But over the years, a number of them have asked questions. Are the kids really that bad? Are they really the way we see in the news or on television? Or how can you keep doing that every year? My family will tell you that this is an open invitation for me to launch into one of my long speeches about the goals of education, to preach about what we are really doing, what we as teachers intend and as educators try to accomplish. They will tell you that I'm a one-woman crusade to educate the masses about the good of public education. All the while, they stand behind me humming the Battle Hymn of the Republic. As an AWARE winner, I recognize the power that this recognition provides. I've been humbled by this experience. You see, I know I'm a good teacher. I have students who show me and tell me every week. I have the good fortune to teach seniors who contact me, come back to see me, to tell me, Ms. Davis, you change people's lives. I also have the good fortune to read their writings in our senior year writing project, a reflective personal memory book. One requirement is to write a letter to an influential person in their lives. Many of these students write about parents, brothers or sisters, an aunt or an uncle, but a lot of them write about teachers. They write about you. As teachers, we do shape lives. We do impact students. We do mold and shape the future, not merely through content and curriculum. That is important. But through our daily example, through the little things we say and do, through the way we face each day, the way we dress, the little things we often do automatically. I notice how much my attitude each day influences even senior students. Last Friday, as my students left class, many of them said, "Happy Mother's Day." And almost every Friday, several say, "Have a great weekend, Miss Davis." And on Monday and Tuesday mornings, high schools have virtually 2 Mondays because of block schedule. On those Monday and Tuesday mornings, my students will ask, "How was your weekend?" Now, truth be told, sometimes this is a ploy to divert us from the promised quiz, or to keep me from remembering, "Oh yeah, that essay is due, you need to turn it in." But they really do mean it. And I ask them right back, "How was yours?" We don't teach content and curriculum alone. We teach life skills, how to interact, how to care, how to ask questions about life, how to respond to questions appropriately. We teach them how to survive and thrive in society. I am fortunate to teach in a school where I am nurtured by teachers who collaborate without being forced to do so, who learn from each other's difficulties and grow and build on each other's successes. I'm supported by administrators who encourage innovation, who laud creativity and thinking outside the box. Like you, I could not do what I do each day without their support. In many ways, each of us here tonight is representative of our campuses and the dedicated staff that supports our actions. Those of you here tonight as current AWARE nominees, you are here because you teach children. You are here because you care about children. You are here because you nurture and engage children in life lessons. And these are not maxims you have memorized, but truths that come from your heart. As AWARE nominees, you are the best. As nominees, you have already been recognized for your innovation, your creativity, your passion, your dedication, and your compassion. You are already winners. Tonight we celebrate you, your classrooms, your teaching, your strength, and your perseverance. Teaching isn't easy. If it was, anyone could do it. When you leave tonight, remember that you are what stands between ignorance and enlightenment. You have the power to change the world, one child at a time. Thomas Jefferson said that a democracy would only survive with an educated people. This is the foundation of our education system. This is what makes us different. It is up to us to continue the fight, to open minds and hearts. Teachers shape the future. Let's make it a great one.
All right, what did I tell you? Are they not wonderful? They're so smart, and they're so nice, and they're so compassionate, and we have a lot more of that. Now we're going to introduce you to the nominees for this year. Each of these nominees will be receiving a certificate of recognition for excellence in classroom instruction, and they will also receive a copy of their nomination application and letters of recommendation, which at this point they may not have seen all of those. We will start with the pre-K through first grade nominees. Stephanie Bayard from Starrett Elementary. Lindy Beatty, Little Elementary. Monica Kamek, Blanton. Laurel Coe from Knox. Elizabeth Deloach from Wimbish. Hilda Lisa Diaz from Goodman. Jackie Franklin from Remency. Amy Gresham, Morton Elementary. Kimberly Ann Mathenia from Wimbish. Kelly McElreath, Starrett. Leanne Omo from Pope. Estela Villalobos from Thornton. And Randy Williams from Johns. For the 2nd through 4th grades, Anthony Aquino from Spear. Lori Casal from Larson. Jayla Cooper from Farrell. Ann Forshag, Butler Elementary. Joanna Franco, Atherton. Armando Gomez, Johns. Tyson Jones from Morton. Jason Lake from West. Gracia Lopez from Webb. Kimberly McCoy, Sterrett. Sarah McMurrah, Hale. Jera McQuay from Hill. And Dawn Mitchell from Foster Elementary. The 5th and 6th grade nominees: Tammy Andrus from Farrell. Timothy Baldwin, Larson. Molly Bennett, Butler. Waleska Bonilla from Thornton. Devin Bolin, Morton Elementary. Sarah Butts from Dunn Elementary. Nikki Calazzo from Bryant. Laura Garrett from Duff. Cindy Hunter from West. Lee Jones, Berry Elementary. Jeannie Lloyd, Corey Elementary. Todd Miller, West Elementary. And Amy Myers, West Elementary. The junior high nominees: Marcy Chance from Owsley. Josh Church from Barnett. Jackie Grebon from Young. Vatina Herring, Carter Junior High. Lauren Kulas from Workman Junior High. Sonia Little, Barnett. Andrea McGowie from Shackelford Junior High. Matthew Nagel from Shackelford Junior High. Jeannie Peel from Nichols. Helen Scheffler from Carter Junior High. And Chris Wagner, Owsley Junior High. And the high school nominees: Jeannie Burt from Lamar High School. Teresa Frederick from Sam Houston High School. Amy Hayes, Bowie High School. Fran Johns from Martin High School. Jennifer Kopetsky from Sam Houston High School. Jessica Levy, Seguin High School. And Tricia Regalado from Martin High School. Once again, a big round of applause for all 57 nominees. We now come to the most exciting part of the program, the announcement of the Award of Excellence runners-up and winners. Making these selections is so difficult. The selection committee members visiting classrooms continue to report a high degree of excellence, and they wish that we had the opportunity to make many more awards. The runners-up in each of the 5 categories will receive checks in the amount of $1,000. Each runner-up is also being presented with the Award of Excellence plaque, plus a letter of congratulations from Governor Rick Perry. Elizabeth Parkey, who was the chair of the selection committee, Bonnie Harmon, president of AWARE, will be presenting these awards. Pre-K to first grade runner-up. Writing in the nominee statement for this award, this exemplary teacher remarks that, yes, it does start with me. The future of any student depends on the qualities and dedication of the teacher. She goes on to state that an excellent teacher is the window through which many young people will see their future. Nominators state that she demands excellence, understands accountability, and inspires curiosity through learning activities that foster creativity. Her professional manner is referred to as with-itness, engaging all members of her learning community with her exemplary teaching style, always with the child's best interest on her mind. This educator is clever, skilled, and her competencies are admirable. Because she is always willing to share her expertise and make her school better, she has become a key member of the staff. Yearly, her first grade students achieve a high rate of success on all assessments. Her motivation and desire to help children be successful is to be desired and emulated. There is no doubt that this teacher has had an impact on this campus and represents the professionalism that makes Arlington ISD proud. Please help us honor this outstanding AWARE finalist for 2012, Hildelisa Diaz, first grade teacher from Goodman Elementary. The runner-up in the 2nd through 4th grade category is an individual who loves teaching and who makes learning fun for others. A truly committed individual who has given her life to the students, parents, and fellow employees of AISD. This educator believes in each and every student. She is able to make each one feel like they are the most important person in the classroom. They feel loved and encouraged, and this helps them to perform their best. She truly takes the time to get to know them all, and by modeling an attitude of collegiality and teamwork on a daily basis, she's considered a point of light at her campus. As you enter this classroom, you immediately note the warmth and positive nature of the learning environment. This teacher is never too busy to go the extra mile for any student who is struggling. She does an incredible job of reaching students with special disciplinary or learning needs in a manner that is structured yet supportive of their self-esteem. The classroom is filled with smiles and genuine love for the children. In a productive classroom, students feel comfortable asking questions and making joyful noises when singing songs. Respectful learning, listening, and sharing is necessary in this type of community. An outstanding teacher fosters this type of learning, and the AWARE Foundation is pleased to acknowledge the educational excellence of Jera McQuay, 35-year veteran and 2nd grade teacher, Hill Elementary. You were applauding, and there was a really good thing here that I wanted you to hear. Jerry McQuay is a 35-year teaching veteran. Wow. That's outstanding. 5th and 6th grade runner-up. Each day of class in this model teacher's room is used as an opportunity to guide the learning of young creative minds and to provide a multitude of opportunities for the understanding of new concepts. This instructor models warmth and acceptance for all students. The children feel welcome and secure. A simple walk around the room becomes an opportunity to visually experience all that this educator strives for. Doing what is best for all the students, not only in the classroom, but also for the entire school, is this teacher's forte. Throughout the district, this mentor is recognized as a specialist. By supervising student interns, mentoring new teachers, gladly assisting other teachers when needed, these additional responsibilities are handled positively, without sacrificing the education of any student on the campus. This professional is open to new ideas and tries everything possible to fulfill each and every need of these learners. By striving to give every student confidence, always showing school spirit and dedication, and modeling excellent communication skills with others, this teacher has earned our outstanding recognition at this awards ceremony. Please help the Aware Foundation acknowledge Tim Baldwin, art teacher from Larson Elementary. The runner-up in the junior high category. Quality teachers have a love for their students, and this teacher is one of those rare individuals who find it rewarding to help young people in a junior high classroom where it is a very transitional and insecure time for kids. Junior high students thrive on personal attention, even if it's sometimes not good personal attention, they thrive on that. But sometimes just greeting them at the door of the classroom is attention to these kids. Students really become invested when they realize that this teacher cares about them and what they do outside the classroom. This educator's goal is to spark the interest and creativity to create lifelong learners who will impact the world in a positive way. By being a difference maker in the lives of these students, this individual realizes that all excellent teachers are ones who go above and beyond. When you walk into this classroom, you will never see this educator up in front lecturing on and on. The kids are genuinely engaged in the activity that this individual has either created or learned at one of the many trainings that were attended. It is so important for teachers to be compassionate and approachable while fostering an environment that will make these kids feel safe and accepted. Discipline issues are not found in this classroom because this educator takes the time to talk to students one-on-one. The door is open well before school starts and long after the last bell rings to provide a safe and warm place for students to do their work. Excellent teachers must be passionate about what they do, and kids sense this, and it is contagious. This educator possesses that passion, and students become invested in what they are learning, allowing them to reach a high potential. Please join us in honoring this fine AISD professional, Jeannie Peel, ESL teacher at Nichols Junior High. High school runner-up. We all remember that special teacher who worked us so hard, demanded a great deal from us, but loved us just the same. This high school veteran is one of those teachers with zeal and enthusiasm, This outstanding teacher identifies and develops the abilities of the individual student, as well as recognizes the importance of nurturing a group experience. This teacher makes students feel valued, which increases their learning capacity and self-worth, making them successful. While expecting students to work hard, follow school rules, treat others with respect, the students in this class know, without a doubt, that this educator is fair and wants only the very best from them. This is a hardworking, take-charge person who works extremely well with people of a variety of ages and backgrounds, and she is dedicated to the students' well-being, motivating students to do more than they ever thought they could do. An open-mindedness, energized attitude, and non-judgmental demeanor lets the students know that this classroom is a safe place to express themselves. Through personal interaction, they come to realize that they are special to this educator, even with their differences. In fact, in most cases, this individual makes them realize that their differences are what makes them special. By being more than just a teacher, by being a caregiver, an encourager, teaching and learning is infectious to both students and staff. Please help us honor this outstanding professional high school runner-up, Jeannie Burt, English teacher at Lamar High School. And now to the winners. The winners of the 2011-12 Award of Excellence from the Aware Foundation will each receive a check for $2,000. They will receive the Aware Award of Excellence crystal plaque and a letter of congratulations from Governor Rick Perry, and the school of each winning teacher will also receive a plaque. And in addition, and I know you all have seen this, we have a plaque at the administration building that will have all the names of these winners there too. Pre-K to first grade. One of this winner's nominators relates that this mentor strives to create an atmosphere that promotes learning and that builds a sense of community. The students in this classroom are a team, and the support that they show each other in their educational triumphs are truly touching. Everyone is valued, regardless of ability, and every student experiences success thanks to the creative approaches to evidence of mastery. This classroom is a place where learning is fun and exciting. Creative, deeply conscientious, professional, highly organized, and hardworking are a few of the descriptive words for this professional. Wonderful relationships have been developed with not only the students, but also with the teachers and parents. Doing all of this and more with a tireless spirit of giving and a commitment to caring for everyone who has been met by this individual is the trademark of this educator. Children become better people because they become compassionate and they understand the differences of others. And this teacher wants all students in the class each year to have the most successful life possible, no matter what the challenges might be. Fellow co-workers are aware of this kindness that the professional displays by sharing ideas with teammates and others. The can-do attitude carries through to all the staff, wasting not a single second of the day. Every moment is filled with instruction and support, and students are engaged and motivated to learn. Please join us in honoring the 2012 Aware Award winner for Pre-K to first grade, Stephanie Bayard, first grade teacher from Starrett Elementary. Second through fourth grade winner. The 2012 winner in this category is the kind of teacher children come to for comfort and a warm and loving tone. Realizing that teachers must build strong relationships with the children they teach and their families, this educator teaches study skills, healthy living habits, and hope-building strategies like optimism and resilience. Where this individual really takes off is in the classroom instructing students, constantly looking for new and creative ways to reach them, individualizing, keeping all class members engaged while still working with each one individually. A former teacher once told this nominee that the best thing you can do in life is find your gift and then give it away. By encouraging high expectations for all, this teacher makes learning fun and interactive, and the students are anxious to get started every day. An effective classroom teacher in Arlington ISD must continue to grow throughout their career and have a genuine personal stake in the profession. This educator teaches with integrity, knowledge, and professionalism, and is one of the special educators who exemplify excellence in teaching in the Arlington ISD. Please help us congratulate award winner Sarah McMurrah, 4th grade teacher from Hale Elementary. The 5th and 6th grade winner. Through this teacher's leadership, the students on this campus have expanded their knowledge and ability to perform to the highest level on all academic assessments. What excites this teacher's nominators and co-workers the most is the professionalism and energy with which students are motivated. With an upbeat temperament, optimistic attitude, and genuine smile, this teacher demonstrates professionalism and serves as an extraordinary role model for students and colleagues. By instilling in each child a belief that they can succeed while giving them encouragement to always do their best, this teacher uses head and heart in equal measure. To one former student, this instructor has become hero, counselor, and mentor, going way beyond teaching him just the curriculum. Another student wrote, "This teacher has taught me not to be afraid. I have also learned that the more questions I ask, the more I make the teacher think, and it is pretty cool to make the teacher think." The relationship between teachers and their students has an enormous impact on success. By outstanding commitment and dedication, students are consistently successful in this teacher's class. Please join us in recognizing the 5th and 6th grade winner, Jeannie Lloyd, 5th grade teacher from Corey Elementary. The junior high winner. This year's winner at the junior high category personifies the qualities of an excellent educator according to the nominator. A teacher who is trusted, loved, and revered because of the concern and desire that is exhibited on a regular basis, who draws in all types of students. This excellent mentor is an inspiring example of a teacher well suited for the job. Competence, determination, motivation, and organizational skills are above reproach. This accomplished individual truly embodies the excellence this district is known for. Teaching is approached with energy and enthusiasm, and students are enticed by a variety of strategies to make the learning interesting, meaningful, and exciting. By teaching invaluable life skills that are seldom explicitly taught at school or at home, the students learn, among other things, to address one another appropriately. And that transcends into how they treat and talk to each other and to other adults. An excellent teacher must have a passion and a desire to see young people succeed. If this is missing, all else is in vain. When a child knows that you care, are willing to listen and help, and strive to know them by forming a relationship with them, then they return a level of commitment to themselves and others. Please join us in honoring the 2012 junior high winner, Chris Wagner, choir teacher at Owsley Junior High. And the high school winner. In the high school category, this year's Aware honors go to an educator who is indeed a model of the type of teacher that we are looking for in a winner. Known as a motivator, respected by students, administrators, and fellow teachers, this instructor performs daily teaching duties with cheerful devotion. This teaching specialist creates a student-centered environment both in and outside the classroom. To accomplish this feat, students, parents, and school faculty are actively engaged through creativity, empathy, and guidance. By making sure each voice is heard and each idea is considered, this mentor is regarded as talented, hardworking, and an inspiration. This professional is trusted to meet the needs of all levels of kids. It's not just about the subject. It's about teaching the students with all of their needs. Through a compassionate nature, this teacher shows them how they can each be successful, providing a strong support system, engaging students with all of their intelligences, and encouraging them with compassion. This teacher allows the students to become unstoppable when achieving their goals. Please help the Aware Foundation honor this outstanding professional in the high school category, Jessica Levy, social studies teacher from Seguin High School. We are so very proud of all of you. This evening is such a warm and festive celebration of a lot of hard work, but joy and happiness and dedication. And I think that if you talk to these teachers, just like we've read from the nominations, and like the speaker said to you, they wouldn't trade places with anybody else. So they deserve one more round of applause. Thank you for coming to share this exciting, festive, happy evening with the Aware Foundation. We look forward to seeing you again. Good night.
I'm Stephanie Baird, and I've been teaching this is the end of my 6th year. I taught 4 years at Rockmore Elementary and then 2 years here at Sterrett. And I went to school at UTA, Arlington, and I got my master's at UTA also. I grew up in Lubbock, Texas, and then moved to Arlington when I went to college, and then I've just stuck around. So I've been in Arlington for about 10 years. I think the Aware Foundation is a phenomenal thing because teachers do not get recognized for the hard work that they do. And I think that even getting to be a part of something like the Aware Foundation and being honored and being supported, and just the recognition in itself was enough. And just being nominated in itself was enough. And I feel like as a teacher, someone else out there knows that I work hard and someone else cares that what I'm doing for the future of the children. And so I really appreciated it. It's nice.
My name's Sarah McMurrow, and I grew up in Arlington. I went to all AISD schools, Foster Elementary, Gunn Junior High, and Bowie High School. I've always been interested in teaching. I started teaching when my brother was about 4 and I was 8, and I taught him how to multiply, and my mom was so impressed that he knew that so young. And ever since then, I've just kept getting inspired by other teachers. And a teacher in high school really inspired me at Bowie, and I went to Texas State to get my degree in elementary ed. I've been teaching 4th grade for 4 years, and I absolutely love it. I don't think there is any other organization in Arlington as prestigious as the Aware Foundation. I'm very honored that I had so many wonderful retired teachers and public workers come in and observe my classroom. It was very inspiring for not just me, but my students as well. We felt like we were something special. And whenever they came in and watched our lesson, I could never tell what they thought of the lesson, but it was just an honor that they took the time to come and watch. And it's very nice that it's amazing that there's an organization in Arlington that every year recognizes a new group of teachers in such a special way. Very, very honorable.
I was born in Texarkana, Arkansas, and then my parents and I moved to Paris, Texas, which I went to elementary school, high school, Paris Junior College. But it was during the time that I was in elementary school that in 3rd grade I had a teacher, her name was Mrs. Adrian Casey, and she played such a vital role in my life at the time. I guess I was so easily influenced by her teaching. She had the most beautiful handwriting I had ever seen, and I wanted to write just like Mrs. Casey. She also was my 6th grade teacher, and after that I just knew I wanted to teach school. That was just my dream. I told my mom, and so she immediately went on the website, and she called me. She said, "Jeannie," she said, "do you know that your name is on the website under the nominees?" And I said, "Really?" And so I went to the website and I read about it, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is a big deal. I wish I had known Mr. Howell many, many years ago, because people like that, I would love to be one of those people to create something for future teachers and to honor them, because teaching is a profession that it is, it's not 5 days a week, it's 7 days a week. There's so many quiet teachers that are just the best, but you wouldn't know it unless you were really in tune to the people in your school. And I truly would love to nominate someone next year.
My name's Chris Wagner. I'm the choir teacher here at AISD Junior High. This is my 12th year teaching. I've taught here at AISD for 9 years, and before that I taught for 3 years after college in Moscow, Russia at the Moscow Economic School, teaching 4th grade English as a second language, and here I am.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
Look up and sing!
Show you that I love you, won't you? Please let me back in your heart. Oh, darling, I was blind to let you know, baby, but now since I see you in his arms, I want you back.
2 years ago, I was nominated for the Aware Award, and so I'd gone through the initial phases of the process before, and that was really cool just to be that part of it. And then this year, again, my principal came to me and said she was going to nominate me, and I said, okay. And so I was aware of what the process was going to be like, but yeah, it was real easy. It was just people were coming to watch me do what I do, and I'm like, well, I can't change what I'm going to do just because somebody else is in the room. But so the process itself was very easy to do. This is the hardest part.
Hi, my name is Jessica Levy. I teach at Seguin High School. I've been teaching here for 9 years. My favorite subjects to teach are World Geography and Pre-AP World Geography, and I recently started up my AP Human Geography class here at Seguin. I also enjoy coaching golf. This year I was able to be the assistant my first year, and next year I look forward to becoming the head girls golf coach. I have 26 girls signed up for golf, so I'm excited about that adventure. I went to school at UTA for college, and then I actually went to school all over our nation. Born in Ohio, then I moved to New York, Rochester, New York, then down to Houston, Texas, up to Lebanon, Indiana, and then down to Austin, where I graduated from high school at Westwood High School. And then I moved up here for college because I met a boy while I was in high school, and he happened to be going to UTA, and then we happened to get married, and you know, history. The AWARE committee has been wonderful throughout this whole process. I love them coming into my classroom and seeing all the different activities that I do with the kids. They have been supportive. They do fabulous things for the teachers. The banquet itself was just wonderful. It was like going to the Academy Awards. The AWARE Foundation recognizes excellence, and having that excellence rewarded, even though you don't see it on a daily basis, and having somebody recognize that you do put forth all this effort is a truly moving experience.
feel like I'm being interrogated.
No, I do not. But that's just part of being on camera. Is that for the outtakes? You're really laughing right now.
Yeah, don't use that.
I hope you're taking that off right there. Wait, okay, name, school. Okay, I'm going. Anytime? Oh, good, because this will be on the outtakes.
The awkward silent. And the winner is Stephanie Baird.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's going to see this, right?
You're done? Okay. Did I win?
Can I start again? Yeah.
It was kind of fun. Let's do some more questions. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, okay. Okay.
There's the bell. Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you sure? Will it be okay? You think? Is it too stupid?
I was like, why? Okay.
My name's Chris Wagner. I'm the choir teacher here at Junie. At Jeannie Juji.
So now I can all think of is like all the outtakes you're gonna do. So.
Okay, yay! Awesome, because I'm 5 minutes late.
No. No. I'm not. If it's worse than this, no. Yeah, I'm thrilled to do the speech next year. I can't wait.